Hi everyone, you're watching Jana Effects. In this video, I'm going to make technical analysis of the coming week. We'll have a look at main pairs, important areas, and possible entry points. I will show you my areas where I will be looking for placing orders as usual, both directions, pending, buy stop or sell stop. So we're starting with euro dollar as usual. You can see this week not many big movements. Pairs stopped previously around this area, and where I was expecting a possible consolidation, it's had a little bit drop and started to consolidate a little bit lower. So here I had my entry point at this moment. I'm in a small order buy and waiting for a possible continuation of the movement back into the highlighted area around here. So at the same time, you can see that I have another level, and you just might ask where that level came from. So you see we had, when the market was moving in a bigger channel, I had a bit of the other level, which I removed afterwards, but now I put it back because we had a smaller tops, as you can see here, where the market actually was doing pretty much exactly the same, hitting it, and then you can see it turning around. So it quite can again happen here, and instead of continue the way up, it might turn around and continue the way down. So you can see it's all possibilities. Quite messy at this moment. Obviously, the situation on the market with the Brexit news, obviously it's affecting euro too. So that's why at this moment, not very big moves. We will see. Looking for, okay, if it will go to this area, that would be the next one to look at. If it will turn around, so then I'll be looking at this area for consolidation again. So if not something in the middle, we will see if there will be any good areas to look for any entry points. If not, then just probably stay away from the trade this week. So we will see how it's going to go, but nothing else I can say at this moment. So we'll looking around this area, because you can see previously it was very messy in the same area, and I had lots of trades here with lots of recovery, so I don't want to get into the same situations once again. So that's why if it's not going to go into good positions from my point of view, then I'll just wait for a little bit longer. So now going to pound dollar, and it was here, remember, so it's quite a bit of looking like a possible flag formation. So, and here it was a bottom, where first, of course, I was presuming it could have been double top, and but with all a bit of positive news about that conservatives might win the election, pound got a little bit stronger. So, and now this is the next area for consolidation. So that's where I would wait for consolidation, and obviously with slightly better news, once again with election, it might break it and go up, or if with negative news, then of course it can continue down in the possible downtrend or flag. Let's say at this moment it's more looking like a bullish flag formation, so we will see if it will have another let's say top around here. So maybe before the election day there wouldn't be as clear news, then it might break out and then consolidate for a while between these areas. So I just use this previous stop. You can see this is where the level came from, so we quite possibly can just consolidate here, or more technically looking, it would be turning around, because with uncertainty, obviously, it's once again more expectation of the pair going down. But you can see the market how much it's reacting with all those news, with a more positive about the Boris Johnson winning the election. So that's why any of this reaction, you can see, had a huge jump up, then it was going down, and then it's very messy here, but continued the way up again. So that's why it's still possible to trade the pair now with a little bit more slightly calm down compared to what we had here, quite a lot of spikes. So that's why I would look at consolidation still around this area. So that was pound dollar. Now going to dollar yen, which also, as you can see, it's tried to break. Remember, I was telling you that it would look like maybe head and shoulders, so quite possibly did have a bit of head and shoulders, not as symmetrical as I would like. It broke the area and returned again. So that's kind of give me an idea that pair doesn't want to give up, and technically it's still looking like head and shoulders, right? And still I would see more continuation to this area where the gap is, but at the same time, with all this news, because it's reacting a lot on the trade deal between China and US, that's why it's not making huge moves, so it's like kind of waiting for a better moment to decide where actually to go. So you can see in here I have, that's why in that channel it's quite in the middle, right? So it's not closer to one level or another level. But if I would, let's say, correct it a little bit and use these two bottoms, then we have a little bit like this area. Maybe it will have a bit of consolidation in here before it will actually choose the direction. So technically, again, this would be the best, again, position, breaking that level and finally continue and inside the steel channel to actually reach this area. So that would be very, very nicely technically looking move. Okay, so obviously at the same time it might just break and go down with news. Obviously the news events will make those movements. So you can see with at this moment that is very tricky. So pretty much, yes, I would say if we'll break that level, go up again like it did broke it first, but then it came back and it's broke down again. So it didn't stay above that level. So I would presume if it will break it and then come back and stay above it, then I would, of course, it can't, well, unless there is something unexpected and huge news, then of course it might jump up without corrections. But you know, always after one movement there is another movement as a correction. That's why I would presume maybe it will slowly break it out, then go back down again, and will not go inside behind that level. So then possibly I would consider still it will finish the movement inside slowly, but will continue to the at least the gap which I have here. Okay, so that would still, I'm still into this scenario of the movement of dollar yen, so towards that. So, but you never know. That's why I will be looking for placing the orders both directions once again. And to be honest, at this moment I'll just leave it as it was. I'm using the other bottoms, right, and a bit of this top. So let's see what, well, opening on Monday, maybe you see it's a big time frame. On a smaller time frame, I still can have a bit of, you see, consolidation around here. Right now it's right underneath the level, right? So, and we'll see maybe it will have a bit consolidation and obviously possibility placing the orders both directions. So I will not miss possibly the movement, right? So either can continue down, still would be in an uptrend channel, but going as a correction, and then it might turn around. So, but this is the first area to look at. Okay, so now going to Australian dollar, which is also, I moved the levels now and made it a little bit bigger trend channel, and it didn't create head and shoulders. You can see this, the area where I was telling you, I presume a creation of possible head and shoulders. So it's just smashed the neck area, smashed it, and now it's actually retraced. So this, well, obviously it's kind of more looking like if it will sit underneath the level, might have a bit of consolidation and then continue the way down inside the trend channel. That will be quite, again, looking more technically now because we have a bit bigger channel. But this level could be a little bit corrected because you can see we had breakouts a few times. So of course that movement can continue right to this level or even lower. Okay, so that quite could be. But at the same time, as a breakout, you know, the head and shoulder, when you're expecting the possible head and shoulders, and if it breaks the neck area, then you might expect it a bit of the diamond pattern, which means that from here it might go back in here and then turn around and break and continue the way down. You see, so as a bit of a correction, let's say, and the creation of the diamond pattern. So it quite possibly be. So what's to do in this situation? As usual, I will be just waiting for consolidation in this first highlighted area, and it's a good enough distance to go back to this level and start consolidation around here, or continue the way down either to the trend channel or to the next support level here. So that's my plans for Australian dollar. If it's going to do dollar Canadian, you see that's where I was expecting as in a trend channel, downtrend, right? In here, I'm showing you the bigger time frame so you can see what I'm looking for. At the same time, we have an uptrend, it's a downtrend, it's a correction of the possible downtrend. So mixture, right? The mixture of different signals of different levels. So obviously that's what I was saying. I will be waiting for some consolidation here, and it had a little bit of consolidation you saw in a smaller chart. So it started to go down, but it didn't continue, so it didn't have a good move down. So that's why quite possibly, just like previously, it had a bit more consolidation here, so maybe I would wait for a little bit more consolidation before I will be looking for placing the orders, and once again both directions. Okay, so you can see it started a bit of consolidation, but not good for me, so I didn't go for any trades, I didn't place the orders. So I have here a little bit of a possible support area, and the best for me entry point would be if the pair will sit in here, in this area. You can see that bit of a triangle, I'm highlighting it, and then either breaking up and continue, or breaking down and go down. Okay, so that's my plans for dollar Canadian. So looking for this area. If of course it will not consolidate and break down or break up, so then I will see if it will stop in the middle somewhere for small consolidation, and how far to one or another level, or maybe to have a pullback, and I will use this level to place the order sale if it will not jump in. And at the same time, if it will break up, then maybe pull back, and once again if it will go in or not, or if it will go above it or somewhere in the middle, and then one level or another level. So that's the dollar Canadian plan. Euro pound right now I'm not touching at all. As you can see, it's a very small and little movement, so I would just stay away for now from this pair, and going to pound yen. Also, you can see in the bigger time frame, it's quite more looking like a bit of a triangle or pennant, and more looking bullish, right? And obviously with the news, it's going to pick the direction, either continue the way up or actually go back down for a correction. Still didn't have a good correction, so it's all you see influenced by the news. So, and here also what I'm looking at, so we see on the one hand it's actually broke inside our trend channel, right? So that's why on one hand it is broke here, and as a top of that it should go down, right? And on the other hand, because it's looking like a bit of a pennant and looking a little bit bullish, it might break and go and create a possible looking like a flag, something like this, right? A little bit more like an uptrend channel here in this area. So that's why here I highlighted the area, a possible consolidation, but nice, not very sharp like it's been. You see, I couldn't trade the pair because it's supposed to be too sharp. So if it will have a bit of consolidation, then this is a possible placing the orders both directions again, and influenced by the news, we were going up or going down. So obviously technically, if it will break down and continue the way, so here is quite a lot of space, and then go here, it might have a bit of consolidation once again, and then continue the way down or break up. So technically, if we're inside this channel, so that would look more towards downtrend. If it will break up and started to sit in top of this trend channel, so it would be a little bit more looking towards continue the way up movement. But the news are going to change all the pictures. So this is where to possibly look for the entry points. We found yen, or just maybe stay away for now. Gold. Also, what did we have? Let's say for our chart, this is where we stopped, and you can see how the levels are used, telling you that the possible movement down, this could be a correction, or it still can continue to the next level, which actually did stopped. So one of our scenario, it stopped by this level, didn't go down with the bigger trend channel, and it started to have a correction. So you see it turned around. So I have a trade here, it's actually in recovery. I had some other trades in here, and so it's quite looking a bit of a little bit like head and shoulders on a bit smaller time frame. You can see in 1 hour chart, so kind of a little bit looks like head and shoulders, but again, once again, so as a correction, it could be, and as a bearish flag. So a little bit of movements in here, maybe it will continue again to the previous level, and then from here it might of course turn around and go down. So if we will have a look in the technical picture here, it's more looking of course towards the correction inside the downtrend channel, so corrected. But obviously, you know, the news, they can change all the picture. So, but at this moment, it's more looking towards going up. Of course, at the same time, it might create double bottom, or if, well, like is about double bottom, it might actually go down to this bottom and maybe break a little bit to touch the bigger level, trend level, like it did you see here. It had that wing, so it quite easily can actually do that. and then start a proper correction inside this bigger trend channel, because at this moment it's actually using this level. So if of course technically I would say if it will be stopped by this level at this moment, it will not break it, then possibly it will actually more would be towards going downtrend, like I'm saying, possibly go down and give this another possible bottom. So we'll breaking it will up and sit above it, so possibly continue to go up. So that's kind of a little bit of view on gold, and so that was my a bit of the breaking point in here, which you see it broke, but it's actually came back, and now it's a little bit of stuck here. So to be honest, for a new entry point, possibly we just see in here once again if it will consolidate a little bit, and we try to break out this area, which, like I'm saying, it's already broke it but came back, so it's quite a bit of a little bit messy once again. So possibly if it will move like this, and you see it's about 100 pips to actually reach if we were in this little uptrend channel, so to this level, and then from here waiting for some consolidation and break out, continue way up, or break down and go back in this small channel. So either or from here it might break and just go back down into this like highlighted areas. Right now it's just trying to break out slightly out of it, so we will see as a possibility of creation double bottom. So that's it for now, guys. These are my ideas on some main pairs and my highlighted areas. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you're interested in the EA which I'm using to place my pending orders both directions, which closes half positions, and placing the trailing stops, then of course you can go in the description and find out how you can get it. So happy trading everyone, and I see you next week. Bye.